Was on, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Ross, I like games, and today we have exciting news about the Transformers trading card game because, well, John Shork, who is a member of the staff at Wizards of the Coast, has gone and dropped us some rules for limited formats in the Transformers trading card game. Now, of course, what we thought was awesome here was, wow, does that mean we're going to get organised play, official tournaments, and the such? No. John did reply to a comment on his post, and he has said there are no plans for organised play at this time. That doesn't mean we're not getting organised play. Now, do we think we're getting organised play? Look, organised play is super simple. If we support the game, we will get organised play. Wizards of the Coast are a company. They are a business. Their goal is to make money. At the moment, they have introduced this brand new game that they don't know if people are going to like. They've got to go cagey. The more people that buy this game, the more people that go down to their local game store and play, the more people that do Transformers TCG stuff, the more likely it is we will get organised play. It makes no sense for Wizards of the Coast to not do organised play if we make it clear we want it, if we vote with our wallets and we vote with our time and our energy. It makes no sense not to give us organised play. Does this mean we're getting it? No. But come on. They're already trying to encourage us to go and play down the local game store. That is a very good sign. No, we're not getting it yet. But yes, it is a good sign, because if this game was dying, if this game was not being sold, if nobody was buying or joining in or playing this game, would we be getting rules? No, they wouldn't be. They'd be trying to make a few quid on the way out the door. They wouldn't be actively trying to grow the game. This is very good news, but it is tempered good news. So, what formats did they suggest? All of these sound fun. They are basically limited formats. Limited formats basically mean you can play cheaply, you can play quickly, and you don't need to invest in a whole bunch of product in advance to play. It does mean you need to invest in product on the day, but it means you can take a mate down to League, play this format, and everybody's just spending a few bucks, a few quid, and then not having to build decks in advance, which some of you know is not the easiest thing to do. So, what they suggest for League is this. Everybody buys 5 packs, and you build a 25-card battle deck, and you use a team with any of the 5 character cards from those packs. You can use duplicates, but there is a normal 25-star limit. I know, right? That sounds like fun. This really makes me interested in Flame War, because Flame War gives bold 1 on one side and tough 1 on the other side, but to all of your characters. So if you had like 5 Flame War, then they could potentially all have tough 5 or bold 5, which is really fun. Obviously, you've got to allow duplicates here, otherwise people might not be able to make a 25-star deck. Given that in packs, the lowest cost characters are 5 stars, think things like Flame War and Arcee. Okay, let's also give a shout out to Kickback, who is the only other 5-star character. There we go, I did it. So, this sounds like fun. You get 5 packs, and you build a deck with 25 battle cards and 25 stars worth of characters. Now, obviously there is a potential here where one player just gets the nuts. That might happen. If somebody opens Autobot Cosmos and Nemesis Prime, they're probably going to have a redonk deck compared to people that open random cards like Flame War and Chop Shop. That is always a risk of limited formats. If you don't want this to happen, play Constructed. Constructed being everybody make a deck in advance. This is a way to play fast games, new games, to play unique games, and to get new people into the game without a big pile of money being thrown at it in advance. I will try and get some limited games going with me wife. I'll need to buy some packs, but I think making some of these decks and playing some games on the channel, that could be fun. Show you how they work. Now, what I really like the idea of is 2-pack sealed turbo mode. I know. You get 2 Transformers TCG booster packs. You have a 14-card deck. made from all of your battle cards. You have a 2-character team, which is just the 2 characters that you opened. I know, right? Now, you are going to need some rules here because this could also get very unfair. You start with an opening hand of 1 card rather than 3 because you're playing much smaller decks. The player with the fewest total stars goes first. And before the first turn, you count the difference in stars, and the player with the most stars puts damage counters on their characters equal to the difference. This could literally give you a format where somebody draws Sergeant Cup and Red Alert, and somebody else draws Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend and Megatron Living Weapon. Well, if that happens, ladies and gentlemen, that happens. Of course, the reason I use those 2 as an example, they are the only 2 13-cost characters. According to this limited format, you can even exceed the 25 stars, if, of course, you can, if you draw the characters. In order to do so, you would have to open 2 packs, one of which had Megatron Living Weapon and one of which had Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend. That's not to say it's impossible, but it is to say it is unlikely. Of course, what you could do here, if you wanted to play Turbo Mode, is basically get a bunch of people together, each opening 2 packs, and then swapping decks between games, or maybe opening 4 packs and having 2 decks and swapping between them between games. These are limited formats, there's no organized play. You can make up whatever rules you want, you can swap them around in any way that you like. Just putting that out there, ladies and gentlemen. And the final one they suggest is Booster Draft. You need 4 to 7 players around a table, and every player gets 4 unopened boosters, and you all sit around the table, obviously, and you open your boosters to remove the 4 character cards, and you put the battle cards to one side. Now, first you draft the character cards, and essentially what you do here is you got your 4 character cards, and you can keep the ones you want, and you can discard the ones you don't. Discarding being you just put them on the table so everyone else can read it. And then you take it in turns to draft character cards. That is, you take it in turns to pick a new one up to replace the one that you discarded. There are basic and advanced rules, but to be perfectly blunt here, you just discard the character cards you don't want, and you take it in turns to pick up new characters to replace the one you discarded. Very quickly, the basic rules: you choose a player at random. Starting with that player, you go around the table clockwise. Each player can discard any number of their character cards, and then you draft cards one at a time to replace one that you discarded. At the end of the character draft, each player will have 4 character cards. The player who discarded first has first pick, followed by the player to their left. Go around clockwise, and you skip someone who's got 4 character cards. The advanced rules: you start with a player who opened character cards with the most total stars, and then each player can discard any number of their character cards, putting it down on the table. If there is a tie for the most total stars, choose one of the tied players at random to discard first. Players then draft cards one at a time to replace the ones they discarded, and they are drafted one at a time with the player holding character cards with the fewest total stars having the next pick. If there's a tie, the tied player who discarded cards first has the next pick. Once everyone's got 4 character cards, you're done, and the total stars aren't counted to determine who has the next pick. There we go. You then have to draft battle cards. Each player opens 1 pack of 7 battle cards, and essentially you pick one, pass it round, pick one, pass it round, pick one, pass it round. After everyone's got 7 cards, you open a new pack, and you pick one, pass it round, etc, etc, etc. You end up with 4 character cards, 28 battle cards. There is a brief typo saying cattle cards. They clearly mean battle cards. And then you have to build a team of 25 battle cards, i.e. discarding 3 of them, or not using them, and just a normal draft. You can use duplicates if you end up with more than 1, but the normal 25-star limit applies. So there we go. It sounds like fun. It sounds like a new way. These limited formats aren't perfect. Some people are going to get massive advantages by opening the right cards. That is just going to happen. Similarly, you are going to end up with weird situations where you end up with a battle card like Ion Blaster of Optimus Prime, but you don't have any Optimus Prime cards. Well, you know, you can't win them all. You might end up with a Start Your Engines, a great card if you're playing cars, but you might not have any cars. These are things that you essentially have to put up with in a limited format. They are the downsides. But the upsides are you can play fast, you can play cheap, new players can join in easily, and you don't have to invest a bunch of money to get going. I love that they have posted these rules, and it doesn't mean we're getting organised play, but ladies and gentlemen, it's got to mean we're getting a little bit closer. But now it's over to you guys. I want to know what you think about this. Which of these formats do you think sounds like fun? Which do you want to play? And do you have any interest in seeing any of these limited formats played as games on this channel? Go nuts, ladies and gentlemen, but please do remember the rule. Be nice. And of course, make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and follow me on Twitch at the Wossy. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.